Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of my F1 2018 career mode. Today we are here for round number 17 of the season for the Japanese Grand Prix here at the brilliant Suzuka circuit, my second joint favourite track on the calendar alongside Spa. So I'm really looking forward to this race and getting straight into it. First of all though guys, if you missed the last race for the Russian Grand Prix, then do check out the episode by clicking the card in the top right hand corner of your screen. It was a very different kind of episode. The rain was once again present as always, and I do urge you to go check it out because we had a little bit of a glitch in qualifying which kind of made our weekend very, very tasty. Now, for this race we don't have any upgrades on the car, but neither do Sauber for the first time. Look at that, 2 races in a row they've brought no upgrades, which is incredibly rare. They haven't gone 2 races without an upgrade for a long time, and pretty much since the start of the season really. And it's good to see that they're not pushing on as much as I thought they would be. Whether they bring a major overhaul in the next race or something, who knows, that remains to be seen. But for now, we haven't got no upgrades, and neither have they, so that's a positive sign and a good thing going forward. Hopefully we can add some upgrades in this episode. I should have enough points for a pretty big package for the next coming races, and also just kind of in my head trying to organise the upgrades going into the last races of the season now, because in this race Charles Leclerc has his first match point to try and win the championship. It's pretty unrealistic, it's unlikely for him, but it can happen. So we're going to see how that one pans out over the race weekend. Pretty much, if I run the numbers in my head, I think right now we're 94 points behind him. So with 4 more races after this and 100 points up for grabs, he would need to outscore me by 7 points, which basically means he would need to win and I would need to finish second. And that would be enough to, Leclerc win the championship. So the pressure's on, and we need to perform here. We're up against them. We need a big performance, and hopefully that can start with qualifying. And to be fair, I love Japan so much. It's such a good track. I've got a good setup, and I always love racing around here, especially qualifying at high speed. And I've got good confidence as well. At the minute Alonso's fastest, and we're currently on target to at least match him for now on our first run. We're going to go for 3 runs in this session, all of them on the super soft compound tyres, and we're going to see how this goes. I think we've got potential here to get a good result. So anyway, into the action now. We're going to go on towards the end of the first lap, and we go fastest actually, finding quite a bit of time in that first sector, in the final sector, and we actually dip into the 1 minute 24 straight away, the only man to do so, and a very, very strong lap there to open up my account here in qualifying as we now go on to our second run, and we find a little bit more time through sector 1, and so far so good as we're still in first place. Leclerc currently P3, so is the Sauber not so fast around here, and are the McLarens a bit quicker around here? I guess we'll find out very soon. But for now, as you can see, we're still improving here. I lost a little bit of time through the middle sector, but we're still improving nonetheless on for a purple lap. And now the final chicane here, I take a bit too much curb there and knock those bollards down, which is a little bit unfortunate. Luckily though, a lap didn't get invalidated, and we continue on here as we now go up to the line, open up DRS, and we do improve a little bit there into our 24.8, and we retain our first place status alongside Fernando Alonso there. And currently it's a McLaren lockout, but then later on in the session Ericsson set a banker lap time, and that's when I realised, okay, the Saubers are still pretty quick, because if Ericsson can do that lap, Leclerc can do a lot more than that. So here we go on our final run of the session, and we're going to ride on board now for the entire lap here at Suzuka. Straight away, I don't get the best run through turn 2. I lose a bit of the back end on the exit there, and I lose about 1.5 to nearly 2/10. So then I have to pull it all back through the S's, which by the way, I absolutely hit perfectly. Every single one of them, even the Dunlop curve here, as you can see flat out, we hit those apexes beautifully, and we made up the lost time. It's a shame we didn't really get turn 2 perfect, because if we did, we would be around 2/10 up through sector 1 already. Nonetheless though, onwards and upwards for the rest of the lap, and now up towards the hill, towards the Kobayashi curve or the hairpin, and this is all about first gear, letting the car rotate and really focusing on your exit and traction out of that corner as we go flat out along this kind of curve back straight, and now up the hill towards Spoon curve, a double apex left, and it's all about attacking this first one, letting the car run out wide and then bring it back across for the second apex here, using the gears to really get the rotation on the car, and also getting that good traction on the exit as we're currently P3. Alonso's improved to P2 here, so we've been demoted a position, and we're currently looking for a good improvement here, around 2/10 up through sector 2, looking pretty strong so far as we now chuck the car into the final chicane, the Casio triangle, and we get very lucky not to not invalidate that lap once again there, taking too much curb on the inside, but we get good traction on the exit, keep it to the right hand side for the shortest run to the line, and we improve by nearly 2/10. It could have been around 4/10 if we got the first sector right. There's still P4 for us, and a little bit of a qualifying glitch there, timing glitch, because Leclerc took pole position by quite some margin, and he wasn't that fast. That lap time is impossible. Like literally, that he wasn't that fast. That lap's impossible to produce. So the qualifying glitch occurred. We the gap's bigger than what it really was. I think me and Alonso were actually really close to giving the Saubers a run for their money, and then also the Ferraris as well benefited from the qualifying glitch there by sneaking into 2nd and 5th respectively. The bad news is though, with the timing, as you saw, we crossed the line as the flag really dropped, so we're going to start the race on the tyres we qualified on, and those tyres, that in-lap is going to be done by the AI, which is a little bit unfortunate because it's going to add on a little bit more tyre wear. But nonetheless, we're going to try to turn around tomorrow in the race. The pressure's on. We need to win. It's time for round 17 and the Japanese Grand Prix. Let's go.
We're live today from the Mie Prefecture of Japan as we look forward to the Japanese Grand Prix. The 2015 race here was one of only 5 Grand Prix in history to feature no retirements at all. Although with the highly competitive field we have today, I don't expect we'll be repeating that stat anytime soon. We're southwest of the city of Nagoya today at the unique figure-of-8 Suzuka circuit. 3.6 miles and 18 corners make up a lap here, with average speeds approaching 136 miles per hour. DRS will be available, of course, into the potential passing opportunity at turn 1, although the best place for overtaking will be through 130R and into the final chicane. Joining me for the Grand Prix once again is Anthony Davidson. Let's talk briefly about Charles Leclerc. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs. So it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and starting alongside him P2 is Sebastian Vettel. Looking down the rest of the grid we have Ericsson, Martinez, Kimi Raikkonen and Alonso, Hülkenberg, Verstappen, Ricciardo and Carlos Sainz, Perez, Grosjean, Lewis Hamilton and Ocon, Bottas, Magnussen, Pierre Gasly and Brendan Hartley. Stroll and Sergei Sirotkin rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Okay, here we are then on the grid for the Japanese Grand Prix. P4, second row, and pretty much we've got it all to do in the race. Unfortunately, the qualifying wasn't as smooth as possible due to the timing glitch, and we didn't really time it well in terms of where the session ended. So a little bit annoying, but we're going to try and do our best here today in the race, and once again try and dethrone Charles Leclerc. We need to win this race pretty much, guys. The next race is coming up on my strongest tracks, and we're already struggling to beat Leclerc's ears on a regular basis, so I'm kind of hoping that today we can try and dethrone him, but I think it's going to be a real challenge because he's pretty quick around here, but we're going to try our best. You never know. Hopefully strategy plays a big part, even though we know that Sauber as well is pretty good in his tyres, as are we. So pretty much, I think it's going to come down to the battle on track, and I need to hope we've got the pace on Sunday and race pace. Now, in terms of the strategy, the recommended is a super soft to the medium, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to pit around lap 8, though, a little bit earlier than what the recommended is on screen. If I can get to lap 9, I will, but I think I'm going to be able to only get to lap 8 because we didn't get to do a manual in-lap after my final run. I've got a lot more tyre wear than what I normally would have if I'd done the in-lap myself. Fuel-wise, though, we are 1.5 laps over and pretty much no rain expected, so let's just jump into it here and let's see how the race goes. It's time for round number 17 for the Japanese Grand Prix. Let's jump into it. Right, here we go. Let's get ready for the 5 red lights. Build up the revs into the optimal zone. The lights are on and they are off. And away we go here in Japan. Vettel gets a good start. He's going to get alongside Leclerc. I need Sebastian to get past him, preferably. Raikkonen on outside. Leclerc stays in the lead. We go down the inside of Ericsson, though, into turn 2. Leclerc takes back first place, but still regained a position there, getting past Ericsson. We actually lost our place briefly to Kimi Raikkonen there, but we've recovered, and we're up into third place. Good start. I want to see if I can keep Leclerc in my sights this race. In the last one, we didn't really have the pace, even in the wet around Russia. Hopefully today we do. But so far, so good. A positive start. The actual start wasn't too bad either. As I pick up my first track assist into the Grand Prix, they're running a little bit wide through the Degner, pushing a little bit too much early on with the cold tyres. Into the hairpin for the first time though. Let's try and see if we can get past Sebastian early on and then try and chase after Charles Leclerc. That would be ideal. So I'm going to stay in hot lap and rich mix here. Hopefully I can get the run out of spoon and try and get past Vettel straight away. Let's make sure we get a good run through here. Hopefully the car's got the grip. There we go. Oof, not a good exit there. We kind of lost it in the second phase. What we like for straight line speed. Can we get a run on the Ferrari here? This is going to be pretty interesting to see how this one pans out. Through 130R seems like we've got a bit of momentum, but not enough. So we're going to have to sit back for now and be patient. I've made an adjustment to the brake bars as well, up to 55. End of lap 1 though, and Leclerc already getting the gap open there up the front. I've got Ericsson behind me trying to get a toe. No DRS enabled just yet, and I'm able to just about stay in front of the Sauber. He's picking up a mega toe on me there on the pit straight. But we're now right behind Sebastian Vettel. Let's try and get past him if possible here. And hopefully it can be a fairly straightforward overtake. Not much time wasted. Although I'm losing a lot of time here through these S's already just by sitting behind him. Ericsson's gaining behind me in the Sauber. He's getting very close. He's not going to go for a move into the chicane, but he's really putting the pressure on. That Sauber's very fast on the straight. Even without DRS, he's very competitive. Here we go onto the pit straight then. Onto lap 3, DRS is now enabled. I don't have enough though on the straight to get a run on Vettel into turn 1, which is a little bit annoying. If I had DRS, I'd be okay. Ericsson though goes down my inside. I'm going to just about keep him behind, and Vettel actually went defensive there, so I'm kind of attacking and defending here at the same time. Very delicate situation, but I need to get past Sebastian here because I've got pace, and I want to try and use it before I cook these tyres. We're gaining here on Sebastian. I'm going to hit him though, just as we hit 130R. I'm just going to have to get out of the throttle a little bit. Be patient and hopefully get a good exit out of the chicane if possible. DRS is now enabled, so this should be a simple move. It should be a lot easier than before. Here we go. Onto the main straight. Vettel's had a good exit, but we are gaining. Come on, do we have enough? Yes, we do. We're going to pull to the inside. Down the inside of the Ferrari. Job done. That's what I'm talking about right there. We needed that DRS, we needed that assistance, but we've got the move done. And now P2, clean air. Leclerc hasn't gotten away too much, so let's hunt him down. Personal best 28.2, gap to Leclerc 3 seconds. Sebastian does have DRS on me, but he's not close enough for a move, so there we go, we've cleared him now. Hopefully now we can drop a second gap and hopefully get out of his DRS, that'd be great. Tyres are on the limit, left rear's on 103. We've got 2 more laps left before our pit window. I've got to try and manage that if I can before the pit stops. Okay, Sebastian Vettel comes in actually, so early stop, as does Alonso.
Fernando's in for his stop.
Interesting strategies there. Seems like the Saubers are going long, as none of them have pitted yet. Rears are just starting to go yellow here. Got to be careful. I want to try and go one more lap and get on the mediums if I can. Ericsson's putting the pressure on as well, which is not ideal. Leclerc comes in though, which is interesting. I want to see what Torre goes for. Ericsson's going to get me here. No way about it. I'm going to try and cover the inside, but it's going to be easy pickings for him, and he takes the position from me. Okay, so Ericsson's going to pit in. I'm going to stay out for one more. My tyres have just cooled down to 102. Ericsson stays out, so we're going to stay out with him. I'm presuming Ericsson's going to go for a split strategy and go for the mediums, which is fine. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pit in this lap. And that should really get me to the end of the mediums. That should be safe then. Right into the pit lane. Here we go. Woof, getting loose through there. These tyres are gone. Get it all slowed down. There we go. Ericsson's in, as is Kimi. So I'm expecting us three to go on mediums. We're going to be the kind of the one-stop runners here today. Let's see how this one pans out. It's going to be an interesting strategy. Come on, nice quick stop, boys. There we go, 2.1, nice stop. Well, it looks like Ericsson and Raikkonen the similar stops. There goes Leclerc. He's on super soft, so he's going for a 2-stop. Very aggressive strategy. Up to speed then. Look at that. Ericsson's going to get beautiful clean air. We're going to come out behind 3 cars. What a difference, just by 2 seconds on the road. And look how much advantage Ericsson's got. It's just not working for us, unfortunately. It's just nothing's going for us in these races. It didn't go for us in Russia, and it hasn't gone for us today. Look at all this traffic we've got to get through, man. This is not going to be good at all. This is going to be tricky. Very, very tricky. Right, good exit out there. We're going to get straight to work on making these moves. Up the inside at the hairpin. Perez ran wide there, and that kind of put everyone offline. We've lost our DRS, so It's important to make these moves. I'm under pressure from Lewis here, so I need to use rich mix and hot lap to get Perez. Very easy to lose my front wing there, but I just about got away with it. Perez is so slow, it's unbelievable. I'm going to try and set myself up here for the switchback. Out of spoon, there we go. Pretty simple move. Those soft tyres are struggling now. We're going to power past the Force India and take P4. So all in all, we didn't lose too much time there in the traffic, but I would prefer to have not had to have passed those guys in the first place. And now we can chase after Marcus Ericsson on the same tyre to the end of the Grand Prix. We're basically going to be racing Ericsson, so let's see if we've got enough in the tank to try and catch up to him and maybe pass him. I'm kind of hoping he makes a mistake, gets caught up in traffic or something. Anything to give me half a chance. Hopefully I stay in front of Perez here. No, I don't. He goes down my inside, but we are going to have the grip to go around the outside and hold on. Okay, now I'm in clean air through sector 1. Now I can pull away. Let's go after Ericsson. Alright, there we go. Strong lap, 28.5 as Ericsson passes Magnussen for P2. We gained about half a second on Ericsson there, so let's keep going. Okay, we match our personal best. Another strong lap there. We are keeping up with Ericsson's pace, dare I say catching up a little bit. But now I've got to tackle Magnussen, which is going to be the little roadblock in the road. We should get right close to him through these S's in sector 1, so let's try and measure a move on him fairly soon. I think the hairpin's going to be the one already, just trying to foresee the situation. Although I'm a lot closer than I thought I would be through here. But yeah, we're going to wait till the hairpin, make it a nice simple move through there, so let's just stay within range. Pass clearly struggling on its soft tyres as we lock up there. Not the best run, that's going to compromise my exit a little bit. Going to have to dip into some rich mix just to make sure I can make it. Down the inside, there we go. We'll lock up for good measure. Good job done though. Textbook manoeuvre at the hairpin. And up next, Marcus Ericsson. Let's chase him down. Okay, Magnussen pits in, although he's not really a threat anymore. Gap to Ericsson 3.2. Let's try and get that down if we can. Okay, we're definitely faster than Ericsson, about 6/10 a lap, so let's keep this going. We've got a consistent pace, the tyres feel great. Okay, they're closing the pits, so me and Ericsson are going to inherit our in respectable positions of first and second. Leclerc now on soft, so he's going to be pretty quick, but he's got to make up the gap. And to be fair, I want to say me and Ericsson have decent pace, but we still have a long way to go on these tyres. I need to get past Marcus though, because Leclerc might struggle to get past his own teammate in the same car with the same straight line speed, so it's important that we try to catch up to the Sauber, which we are doing. The pace is there. Gap is now well inside 2 seconds, so we are making progress around 6/10 / half a second a lap. That's very strong pace. Also, the gap to Ericsson has kind of stabilised at 1.5 seconds. I need him to drop a little bit more pace, as I can't find any more. I'm on the limit. I really am. The gap just isn't changing, it's just staying the same, which is really frustrating. I've just set pretty much a much stronger lap than my recent ones. I've actually picked up the pace, but Ericsson has picked up accordingly. Leclerc isn't gaining at a rate of knots anymore though. About 1 second to 8/10 a lap, which is okay, I can manage that. Okay, we're the closest we've been now. Through sector 1 the gap was 1.1. We're kind of within range, we're starting to catch at the crucial time because Leclerc is breathing down our neck. Okay, here we go, we've got DRS on Ericsson finally. It's not going to be easy to pass him because we know what the straight line speed in that Sauber's like. Personal best. I think the hairpin is going to be the one. That's going to be my best option to pass him, I think. So let's try and get close. Dare I say maybe these S's if I can get the run. Let's find out. Can we get any momentum? I think I can. Yeah, we've got so much more speed than Ericsson through the S's here. You can see how much he struggles, but then he's going to just accelerate away now up the hill, which is annoying. Good exit there, but the acceleration is going to stop me from having a run and having a go into the hairpin, which is annoying. Sauber's definitely the hardest car to pass. This is so frustrating because the normal overtakes don't really work with this car. You have to try and do something else different with it. Right into the pit straight then. DRS once again. I'm going to try and pass him in the S's. I need to try and calculate this and make it work beautifully, so let's see if I can pull it off. There it is. Yes, please, give me that. around the outside. That's what I'm talking about. I had to go quiet there. I had to calculate that overtake to perfection, and we got it done. We're back into first place. Leclerc now has joined in on the battle pretty much, but the good news is we're leading the Japanese Grand Prix, and now Leclerc has to pass his teammate. We've had to do it the hard way this race, but we've done it. Now we need to try and pull away from Ericsson if I can, and try and get a 1 second gap. That'd be fantastic if I could pull that off. Ericsson is gonna get the run on me here. I'm going defensive. I'm trying to stay wide. A little bit of contact. Oof. Ericsson does lock up, and that allows me straight back through. Now I've got sector 1 to try and pull away. Come on, let's try and open up this gap. I think Ericsson and Leclerc are about to battle it out here. Look at that, they're going side by side. And Leclerc has got the move done, I think. Yeah, he has. He's got the move done as we're coming up to lap traffic. It's starting to rain. What? I'm so confused. Leclerc's coming at me. I'm going to have to go defensive here into 130R and cover off the inside line. Into the hairpin now, or the chicane, should I say. Leclerc trying to get past, but I'm trying to park my car and make it as wide as I can, but I definitely am struggling on my tyres now. Here comes Charles Leclerc. Oh no, this is going to be it. Come on, McLaren. Come on, McLaren. Give me everything you've got. In towards turn 1. Back down the inside at turn 2. I wasn't letting that one go without a fight. I knew I was diving in there. Wow. I need to breathe, man. This is way too intense. And now we've got the wild card of the rain involved. And I'm now negative fuel as well. This isn't good. This is going to be such a struggle. Okay, Leclerc's on me here. He's going to make the move. I've not had the best eggs. I'm going to try and drag race him to 130R. He's going to have to go around the outside here. I'm going to have the inside line. Side by side into the final chicane. Leclerc runs deep. I'm going to switch back underneath and retake that position. Thank you very much. And I'm going to get the DRS. That's what I'm talking about. Lovely. Love that. Hopefully Ericsson can put him under pressure. I'm going to use this to save a little bit of fuel in the RS because I'm extremely low. Last lap of the Grand Prix, I'm trying to save all my gadgets and all my buttons to try and survive on the back straight on the last lap. Grip is not feeling too good at the minute. The rain is starting to have an effect, but we've now saved up enough that we can keep it in rich mix and overtake / hot lap mode to the end of the lap. Leclerc is gaining on me here into Spoon, but not close enough. Come on, let's try and hold on here. Let's try and get a good exit out of Spoon if I can. Struggling for grip, squirming for grip. Leclerc's going to go to the right hand side. Last lap of the Grand Prix. I'm in full power here. Into 130R, the grip's not great. Leclerc off the track. Leclerc goes around the outside. He runs deep again though, and I'm going to take it. There it is. We swipe across, take the position, lose the back end there. Woof. But we are going to come home and win the Japanese Grand Prix and beat Leclerc. Get in. Whew. Man, that was... Oh, that was intense. Really intense.
So, another fantastic victory for McLaren today. And Anthony Davidson, give me your thoughts. How did they accomplish this result?
Well, I'd say it's just raw pace, plain and simple. I mean, we could sit here and talk about strategy all day, the overtaking, looking after the tyres, but at the end of it all, if you want to win, you need a package that's got the speed over everyone else, and that's exactly what they had today.
Our drivers are making their way out for the podium celebrations, and it's going to be McLaren picking up the winner's trophy. Congratulations to the entire team for that fantastic performance.
Right guys, so in what was a very good late present, Leclerc had a 5-second time penalty, so he drops back behind Marcus Ericsson and to third place. Therefore we gain 10 points on Leclerc after that race, which is a nice little result and a nice little bonus for our defensive driving. But oh my days, man, I'm so exhausted after that race. That was crazy. You can see we were in the race ahead of Ericsson and Leclerc, so we beat the Saubers, and then Raikkonen P4, Max Verstappen P5, Sebastian Vettel P6 after starting from the first row of the grid, Fernando Alonso P7, scoring good points once again ahead of Kevin Magnussen, Nico Hulkenberg, Carlos Sainz running off the top 10, and then Grosjean, Ocon, Bottas, Gasly, Ricciardo, Hamilton, Perez, Hartley, Sirotkin and Stroll are the remaining runners there. But in terms of what that race means for the Drivers' Championship, we closed the gap to 84 points to Charles Leclerc, and we have 4 races remaining. So there's 120 points up for grabs. Sorry, no, 100 points. I think it's 100, 100 points up for grabs. So mathematically, it's looking very, very complicated. Had Leclerc won today and I'd come second, Leclerc would have become world champion by 1 point mathematically. So we've survived the first blood, so to speak, the first match point to Leclerc. For the next race, we need the exact same result. So we would need me to win and Leclerc to come third, and me to be 74 points behind out of a possible 75. So it's pretty complicated, but we're gonna keep on chipping away, and hopefully we can keep on getting that gap down. And I'm kind of hoping Leclerc breaks down secretly. I need a DNF. That's all I need really. And the day it does happen, I need to be winning that race. Either way, you can see further down the order, no more changes. Alonso solidifying his P9, closing in slightly on Hulkenberg. And in terms of the constructors, we solidify at 3rd place, and we're about 48 points behind Ferrari. So we could maybe make a late charge. We'll see what happens. But we're now going to jump into the laptop and get some upgrades on the car.
How are you feeling after that win? You really cut your way through the field today. What was your strategy? Another podium. You must be getting used to it up there. You're breaking all expectations. What's your secret? Great. Well, that's everything.
Okay, so here we are then in the R&D screen. I'm going to make a big call here. I'm going to make a big investment into aerodynamic and try and become the best team in the aero. So, first of all, rear diffuser, major upgrade, 2 weeks duration. We're going to get that on straight away. That's going to arrive for Mexico. And then we're going to put one more on for the drag. It's either the drag or the halo. The drag one's a little bit cheaper, so I'm going to get that on the car now for the next race. And fingers crossed, we have enough points in the next episode to get some more upgrades. Now, as things stand, we're going to take a big jump towards Sauber. I want to try and add some more upgrades in the next episode. I'm kind of hoping Sauber don't do any more upgrading. I'm really hoping they stay flat for the rest of the season, or more or less flat. And all we need to do now is keep our championship hopes alive. I think if we survive USA, Mexico's a good track for me. I'm strong around Mexico. So Brazil and Abu Dhabi aren't as good. So basically for me it's about surviving and keeping my top hopes alive in USA. If I do that and I pull that off, then around Mexico we'll have a good opportunity to claw some big points back, because Mexico's a strong track for me. We should have a big upgrade package there if we get some more upgrades in the next episode. But with that being said, guys, one race at a time. Hopefully we can win it in USA and try and hold on for as much as we can for the championship's sake. But if you guys did enjoy this episode of Career Mode, then please do drop a like. Also, get subscribed for daily Formula 1 content and turn on notifications to not miss a single video from me. Finally, check out these 2 videos on your screen if you have missed them. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching this episode of Career Mode. I'll see you in my next video very soon. But until then, it's goodbye from me.